spare parts have arrived.
New brain.
For the bike. But I might be able to get the engine started today. I thought you might like to come round to the garage.
Why would I want to do that?
Well, it's an historic moment. I'd like to share it with an old friend.
Oh, what a lovely idea. Hey, it'll do you good to get out. He's not left this house since it happened.
Keeping a record, are you? I feel like an exhibit in a zoo.
No, I didn't mean it like that, love.
You ought to put a notice on me cage. Mugged oak codger. Handle with care.
We're all very concerned about what happened, Seth. We just want to do everything we can to help.
What better tonic than to spend some time with people who care? Hey, you could go down to Woolley for a couple of pints after.
So everybody else could give me their advice.
Well, if you don't want to face a crowd, I mean, I could bring some beer in. It's a long time since we've had a drink together. We could chat about old times.
All right. So long as you don't start nagging me about going out.
Shouldn't you be at work?
Not for ages yet.
Well, go find yourself something to do.
I could think of something more entertaining than the washing up.
Not that.
What's up?
Kathy's going to be down in a minute. I don't know how to catch her snogging.
It's never bothered you before.
Think about it, Marlon. Kathy's moping because she hasn't got a bloke, and the last thing she needs is us two flaunting it.
No. The last thing she needed was for you and Bernice to try and find her a bloke.
I know. That's why I want to talk to her.
Okay, I can help. Kick off by telling her she's still a really attractive woman.
You can help by clearing off ASAP. It's a girl thing. You'll only be in the way.
Morning, Kathy.
Marlon.
I've got to go out.
What was all that about? Kathy, I've been feeling really bad about what happened between you and Mike. I wanted to say something ever since, but I just don't know where to start.
Well, there's no need. Bernice has already explained.
No, but I just still want you to know that I wasn't interfering. I just wanted to help you.
Trish, I know that. You're a really sweet person and you always start off with the best of intentions. Maybe it's not your fault. You always end up making things worse.
But things are going to get better, Kathy. Because I was reading your horoscope this morning and it said about
Look, will you forget my horoscope, my ideal man, my life? Will you do me a favour, Trish? Please don't try and help me again.
It's not fair. You just won't take time to listen to me.
Don't you think Dad's got enough on his plate without you whining on about your GCSE options?
It's important.
Oh, what use is that ever going to be to you?
Come on, Ollie. You don't want to miss the bus.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, what's up?
It's just these two girls that I really want to stay clear of.
Do you want me to sort them out for you?
Yeah, right. Think I might just throw a sickie, stay out the way.
I'll stay with you. Look after you.
Look, I think I want to go before Paddy gets up.
Why? Look, it's cool you're staying over.
He seemed really uncomfortable to me.
He's in a bad way.
All the more reason to give him some space.
I don't think it'll help. He's better off drawing a line under it and just getting on with his life.
Well, that's not so easy.
I've noticed. I mean, I don't seem to be able to help him. Maybe it's time to ask his family and see what they can do.
Sorting out my life for me.
Well, no one likes to see you down, Pad.
Well, when I need an agony aunt, I'll let you know, all right?
Bathroom free?
Sorry, help myself.
Look, I understand how you feel.
Do you? I doubt it. I thought I was going to be with Mandy for the rest of my life. That's what I wanted. And now it's all gone.
Okay. So I haven't had that with anyone yet. That doesn't mean I'm not going to find him one day.
Well, that's you and your life, Jason. Me? I'd rather just be left alone.
No offence, Robert, but I reckon you'd be as much use looking after me as Andy.
It's okay, I just need an excuse to get away. You won't tell him where I went.
Look, we're both skiving. The less said, the better. See you.
See you later.
Hello. This is a wonderful surprise. Shouldn't you be on that school bus?
I needed to talk to you.
Does your dad know you're here?
He thinks I'm on the bus.
Is something wrong?
Times have changed, even in this village. I used to know everybody. Back door would be open. You could pop in for a cup of tea and a chat.
Well, that still happens, eh?
But it's not the same. Some of these houses are empty all week. Folk come down for a little taste at countryside at weekend. Next thing, they're asking you where nearest multiplexes.
Oh, they're decent enough people. They just lead busy lives.
But they're still strangers. It's hard to know who to trust these days.
Well, there's always been the odd bad seed. Fights in the malt shovel on a Saturday night when the ale's been flowing too freely.
The difference is you knew everybody, where they lived, where to put a word in to get things sorted. You don't even know what to you these days.
You still didn't get a good look at those lads who mugged you?
They weren't lads, Mr. Turner. They were just slips of lasses. That's what the world's come to today.
Would you recognise them?
I shall never forget them.
Then you must tell Angie Reynolds. She might still catch them.
So I can stand up in court and tell the whole world what happened? No, thank you. I'd rather keep what pride I've got left.
Look, maybe this is a bad idea. I shouldn't have come.
Of course you should. Look, whatever your father's been saying to you, I'm always here for you. I wish we could spend more time together, but maybe after the hearing...
I don't want to talk about that.
So, what do you want to talk about? There's obviously something wrong.
That's not such a big deal.
If it's important to you, it's important to me.
I just wanted to change one of my GCSE options.
Well, that's fine. It's not too late, is it?
I don't know. Dad's too busy to talk about it. Suppose either I did DT, be more use around the farm.
But you don't want to work around the farm.
And I don't want him to think I've been going behind his back. I don't suppose art's much help towards a career.
Well, at least we should discuss it with your teachers. I'll phone and make an appointment.
Thanks.
And then I'll take you back to school. I don't want you getting in trouble for playing truant.
Not interrupting anything, am I?
That 50p you owe me.
I was distracted.
I don't hope you're bad, Lisa. Pay up.
I'm here to talk about Paddy. There you are. But we'll make it a fiver on the rematch.
Some other time. I want to hear what Jason has to say.
Look, he's in a really bad way, Zach. And I don't know how to snap him out of it.
That's no surprise. Him moping over a girl and you fretting over your eyeliner. You make a right purr.
Seems to me Paddy made it very clear what he thinks about this family. He don't want out to do with us.
So on your bite.
Never expected that from him. But you, I thought you were a bigger man, Zach. So he was upset. You know, people do say things they don't mean when they're like that. He really needs your help.
We never a dingle any road. We're just married to one.
She did cheat on him. It were wrong what she did. And Caleb for letting it happen.
So you'll speak to him then?
You don't owe these wimps anything.
And I don't do what you say, Kane. Well, maybe now the dust is settled, I should give him a second chance.
Thanks, Zach.
Oh, don't thank me yet. Because if he's still in a mind to slag off this family, he'll be dead.
I'll need to talk to Mr. Hartshorn about it, but I don't imagine there'll be any problem. The art course isn't oversubscribed.
Thanks for all your help.
That's what I'm here for. I think you ought to get back to your class now, Robert. You've missed enough school already.
Thanks.
See you soon.
It's always difficult for the children when a marriage breaks up.
Yeah. But it's not very good for them living with parents who row all the time either.
I'm not being judgmental. I'm just suggesting that it might help me to deal with Robert and Andy better if I understand their home situation.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be defensive. I've had to cope with a lot of gossip in the village. If you could be of any help at all, I'd be grateful.
What do you want, Zach? You come here to exact revenge on me for chucking that water at you. You're wasting your time. I can't feel any worse than I do now.
I reckon it's best we forget about all that. And we both said more than we should. Our Mandy has caused all this trouble. Her and Caleb. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Well, I don't think that's how they see it, Zach. This is just about Mandy falling in or out of love. The family name doesn't really come into it, does it?
It does to me.
I know. I shouldn't have said all them things about the Dingles. I was just hurt and I was angry, and I hope you can understand that.
Apology accepted.
God. I'm glad we've cleared the air between us.
No. I haven't finished yet. I warned you off when you were courting with Mandy. You stood your ground, even though you took a beating. I respected you for that.
Thanks.
You wish you hadn't, now,
No, I'm glad for the times me and Mandy are together. I'm just sad that it ended this way.
That's her fault, not yours. You've no reason to be hiding away, licking your wounds. You can come down the pub with me.
It's very kind of you, Zach, but I'm not really in a party mood.
I know I'm not an educated man like you, buddy, but I do know some things better. If a man can't respect himself, no one else ever will. Now get your coat. I'm going out.
Vinny said you wanted a word. Something wrong?
On the contrary, it was delicious. You're wasted doing pub grub.
I know. Yeah, just one branching out. Like, you know, doing the buffet for the stud farm opening.
I hope you've got ambitions beyond Towers Bolivar.
Definitely. Why? What have you got in mind?
Start with a romantic meal for two at home farm tomorrow night.
Chris, I never knew you cared.
You deliver it, then you make a swift exit, leaving me and the lady to enjoy it in peace.
If the lady is who I think it is, then someone might not be too pleased about me serving you.
If you're going to cater for the rich and famous, discretion's the first thing you need to learn.
I can be discreet, especially when it stops me getting battered. How much can I spend on the grub?
As much as it takes, Marlon. I'd like the lady to be impressed. If it goes well, I'll make sure plenty more work comes your way.
Hiya. 3 pints of your finest ale, please, Bernice.
Coming up, Zach.
These are down to Ken to welcome Paddy back into the family.
You what? Oh, well, I think that's a really nice gesture. Paddy needs his friends.
Sorry, Sam. I don't think I'm ready for this yet.
Told you you're wasting your time.
What? Not at all. He's made that important first step now. Pay up. I've earned this drink.
They're at a difficult age anyway, starting out on the most important exams they've faced just when their hormones have kicked in.
Yeah. I thought Richie, my partner, might be able to help with that. He's only 19, so he's not long been through it. But it seems like his business is more important.
You feel very alone on all this, don't you?
Yes. It doesn't help when people keep telling me it's all my own fault.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not here to take sides.
Thanks.
Sounds excellent. Oh, and don't worry about the wine. I'll organise that myself. Yeah. There you go. Marlon was telling me about his big menu for tomorrow night. Surprisingly imaginative for a dingle. 4 courses, well-themed.
What, are you giving a dinner party?
For 2. I think the Sancerre would complement it rather well. But perhaps you ought to get some beers in just to be on the safe side.
Are you doing all this for Charity Dingle?
Oh, do I detect a note of disapproval? Bit late for that now, surely. She's been here plenty of times before.
Oh, not to dinner. I mean, I don't think Zoe's going to be very pleased. You entertaining her here.
Zoe is taking Joseph out after school tomorrow, so there is no reason for her to know anything about it. Any more objections?
No.
I'm glad to hear it. You see, I always try to be fair to my staff, but I do draw the line at them making moral judgments on the company I keep.
Yes, boss.
You might down sick today, you know.
Forced to know.
You can't do that forever. You're gonna get in trouble again soon.
Betty? How's Seth?
Well, I thought he'd be over it by now, but he's taking it really hard. I'll tell you, if I could get my hands on them as did this to him, they'd be sorry.
Maybe you need a little project, something you can get your teeth into.
Yeah, Alan said that.
I mean, you always seem to put so much energy into helping other people. I'm just suggesting you should spend a bit more time on yourself.
All right.
It's not selfish, Kathy. We're all entitled to pamper ourselves sometimes. Maybe it'll just take a bit of practice.
Just wanted to say it's all fixed. I'll be doing that after half term.
Oh, good. I'm glad you came to me and we managed to sort it out.
Yeah, thanks. I'd rather you didn't say anything to Dad about it.
We haven't done anything wrong, Robert. I'm entitled to take an interest.
Yeah, I know, but it'd just be easy for me if you didn't make a big deal of it.
Okay. If that's the way you want it. Let's forget it. Meanwhile, while you're here, let me make you some tea. I've missed cooking for you.
No, I can't stay. I shouldn't even be here.
It'll only take a minute.
I've got to go home. Me and Andy make Victoria tea now, and Dad doesn't like her routine's upset. Sorry.
Came to see how you were.
I'm fine.
You don't look it. Please get any closer to finding out who did it.
I wouldn't expect him to. Your mother does her best, but one old man getting moved into exactly a priority these days.
Could probably do more if they had descriptions.
It all happened so quick. I never saw lads who did it.
Are you sure they were lads?
Why asking that?
There's these 2 girls at my school, and some things they said made me think.
You know, don't you? You ain't go spreading it around village, will you?
But what they did was awful. We could get them punished for it.
I just want to forget about it. It's bad enough everybody feeling sorry for me. If they found out I'd been turned over by a couple of young lasses, I'd be a laughing stock. That'd be even worse.
Marlon, could I have a word?
What's on your mind?
You're making a romantic meal for Chris and Charity.
Thought that was supposed to be confidential.
Yeah, well, I'm under orders from Chris to be discreet, but it don't stop you and I from talking.
Maybe not, but I've got my own reasons for wanting it kept quiet. Kane seems to think he's a minder, and if he was to find out, it could be very, very painful for me.
Well, why don't you tell Chris that you changed your mind?
Because he could be very, very useful to me if I play my cards right.
It's not right what he's doing with Charity.
Doesn't seem to bother her, and she's had plenty of practice in making money out of men.
Yeah, well, I reckon she was trying to leave all that behind her when she got here, and she could have done if she hadn't met him.
Look, Terry, your love life has always been a disaster zone, but this is really stupid, even for you.
Well, she's a nice lass. At least she could be if he'd let her.
Do yourself a favour and stay out of it.
So we'll make it our little secret then.
Be easier for me. I have been worrying about what they'd do to me if I told on them.
And then it's better that we both forget it.
Doesn't mean it's right, though, does it? I mean, suppose they do the same thing to someone else. Or worse.
There's naught we can do about it.
It's not going to solve anything. But look at you. You don't even go out of the house anymore.
There's not worth going out for. Maybe it's taking something like this to make me face up to things.
That is so not true, Seth. We could beat this together.